Listen up, littles, it's story time. Let's not worry, let's listen to the story. Relax your wiggles, jiggles, and giggles before we begin.
Reide the Hedgehog and the Valentine Balloon. Reide the Hedgehog woke up with a grunt one cold February dusk in her home under the garden hedge. Hedges always wake up with grunts. Actually, they sound exactly like little piggies. That's why they're named hedgehogs, and they're nocturnal, so they wake up when it's getting dark. They like to live in snuggly nests under hedges, so that's why they're named hedgehogs. In her beautiful winter garden in the town of Lavenham, England, Reide built her nest under a lovely rose hedge and lived happily there with her friends Wiley the Red Robin and Phyllis the Blackbird. She was very pleased with her little nest and her friends who visited daily until February 14th, Valentine's Day. Reide grunted awake that late afternoon. It was a cold, clear day with frost sparkling like diamonds on the frozen rose bush Reide called home. As she stretched and fanned out her 6,000 quills on her back in a huge wake-up stretch, she realized that there was a red string tied to her foot. She followed the string up and up and up with her eyes and saw that it was attached to a red balloon that read, "I love you, Valentine." Reide squinted up to the balloon to read the writing. As hedgies don't have fabulous eyesight, particularly during the day, they rely more on their hearing and smell to get around. She concentrated her gaze onto the balloon to make sure that she was seeing what she actually thought she was. "What the?" she started. Phyllis the Blackbird peered down between the leaves of the rose bush as she hopped from icy branch to branch. "Do you have an admirer, Reide? I see that balloon way up here." Reide rustled about below the hedge, getting aggravated, as the string from the balloon caught in her quills and the balloon bobbed in the air above the bush. "No, I don't have an admirer, Phyllis. I have no idea who gave this to me," she said grumpily, pulling the string, trying to get it off her foot, but it was tied very tightly. "Oh, but you must," said Phyllis, looking smugly down at Reide through the hole in the bush. "I do not," said Reide impatiently. Reide liked her two bird friends, but for the most part she liked her own company, and had no idea who would have given her a Valentine balloon. "Did you give me this balloon?" asked Reide impatiently. "I did not," said Phyllis, peering down through the hole in the hedge, black eyes gleaming with amusement. "Where's Wiley?" demanded Reide grumpily. "He's visiting relatives in Kersey, so it wasn't him," Phyllis answered with a wicked grin. Reide grouchily asked all the wild animals and birds that she knew as she waddled about the village. Hedgehogs can move fairly quickly and travel up to 2 miles in any day. Her long snout in the air in frustration, with the balloon still tightly tied to her foot and bobbing over her head. No one knew anything about the balloon, and she eventually went back to her hedge and climbed into her nest in exhaustion and defeat, the balloon bobbing over the bush like a fisherman's buoy. "Poor Reide," said aloud, close to tears. "Oh, who gave me this balloon? I don't have that many friends, and I don't think anyone really loves me." "Ah, that's not true," came a strong voice in the early morning darkness. Reide jumped, startled, making the balloon bob rigorously up and down overhead. "Who's there?" she whispered in fright, instinctually curling into a protective ball with all her quills sticking out to protect her. "It's me. Don't be afraid," the voice answered kindly. "Who's me?" she asked, still in her fearful ball, but she poked an eye out from under her hedgy hands. "It's me. Your heart." "My heart?" She looked down at her chest. "Yes," it said warmly. "I'm right inside you always, and I love you." "You do?" Reide asked in disbelief. I do. I love you with my entire hedgy heart. I think you're wonderful, and you most definitely deserve a token of my affection. I do? Reide asked, softening. Yes. Every evening when we go to bed, I think of all the wonderful things you did and of all the great things that make you so special. My hedgy heart almost bursts with love and affection for you. But I'm not perfect, Reide exclaimed. Why would you love me so much? I love you exactly as you are. Close your eyes and think of all the things that you like about you, said the heart. And she did. Littles, let's close our eyes too and think of all the things we like about ourselves, like the color of our eyes, our kindness, how we like to read, and all the other things too. Opened her eyes and told her heart in surprise and excitement, I do love me. Oh, I'm glad, said the heart sleepily. Let's go to bed now, but remember, I'm always here to love you. Reide rubbed her chest over her heart affectionately and whispered, I'm glad, and fell asleep with a smile on her face, with her loving heart smiling a little right inside her.